Hello guys and welcome back to Tyranny, where we just were able to figure this this situation out and, what might be the best way? Probably not. But now we need to go to the new location, which should be fun. Not cacophony. So we can go into the infested old walls, which, I mean, I'm intrigued by. I'm just not sure, so Sentinel Stand is where the main quest tells us to go. That's just, the storyline is pointing that way. But, we heard, or we found one of these papers which said that, there's a really powerful sword in the infested old walls. Plus, old walls are where the spires are, as far as I can tell. Because this is old walls. This is old walls, an iron hearth. So I think this old walls will connect to this spire. I mean, looking at it, that is. So I want to go to the old walls first because I'm intrigued by all of these spires. So I'm going to go there first, even though the storyline does not tell me to do that. So we'll see what happens with that. I was wondering if when we pass Sentinel Stand, if there was going to be some sort of short or, interruption, getting ambushed, whatever. Doesn't seem like it.
Superstition, but every hair on the back of my neck is standing at attention.
I don't like it that they're right at the edge there. Very small map down here. Just doing this again. It's annoying that you have to do that every single time, but okay. So, we have another missive. Based on what you've told me, it seems a stretch to believe these events are mere coincidence or a circumstance. Kairos' edict of execution was a setup for someone to claim Ascension Hall. To think that Kairos did not know what would happen is a massive underestimation of the Overlord's long view. You have been thrust into the arena of the mighty. Your options are retreat into the obscurity, suicide, or rising to the occasion. I suggest the third option. Seems good, seems good. If I were you, I would use my connection to the spires to see if they will all awaken to my presence. Every Tearsman sees the spires in the horizon. If they know you are the master of the spires, they will see you each time they look to the sunrise or sunset. This is kind of hinting at a power struggle between us and Tunon, right? But I don't think that's true. Well, we'll see. Who knows? Foster a reputation for power, make others fear you. This is what I've seen Kairos and every living Archon do for as long as I've lived, and there's reasons for this. There's the practical case that power and reputation insulate you from threats. But there's the lesser known element that I can't prove, but I know in my heart to be true. The fear and love of others will strengthen your magic. The last part I've inferred from my discussion with Bled and Mark. In the few times he has spoken of his gruesome work of slaying those who may rise to threaten the Overlord, he has hinted that it's easier to kill the rogue elements before they become famed and fearsome. In my lifetime, I saw Graven Ash change from an unknown militiaman to a fearsome general, and I can assure you he did not have the power to shield his warriors in those days when he was without title or reputation. The Archons will never ever discuss the origin of their power, because such knowledge might be used against them. But I have known all of the Archons to be obsessed with the presentation of power. Your connection to the spires will all but guarantee the Archons will want to control and destroy you. It's a question of when, not if. Start thinking and acting like an Archon. As far as I'm concerned, you are an Archon. The Archon of the spires. We are quick to place labels on powers we easily spot, and history is replete with the Archons of fire and ice. It is foolish to think that there must be a word for a thing before an Archon can control it. Other way around, the Archons show us what is possible, and we must step to their dance. Kairos' Wrath, I'm kind of interested in Bled and Mark, but I feel like the Archons, getting more history on them is going to be more useful because we're supposed to figure out which one is, really making trouble, which I think is just the voices, but I think that's what we should ask. I appreciate the insight and I'm honored by your vote of confidence. Your missive made mention of Graven Ash and how you've known him since before he wore the title of Archon of War. Can you tell me more of what you observed of his rise to power? If I am indeed an Archon, it's safe to say I wasn't born knowing what I can or can't do, and it stands to reason I might learn something from the stories of the other Archons. Yep. Okay. Then, let's have her stealth. Well, she is in stealth. And try and leaping death this wisp. And then we'll get her ready to shoot. Yes. And you will boost us. And I guess we will slowly just walk forward and start zapping. Reverse deactivates burning iron. Why? I told you to burning iron. So I guess you go... No, not the wisp. Buff kills in shadow, thank you. You can stop sneaking, because there's not much point right now. So she engaged, but didn't hit yet. Yeah, it misses wisp, I see. That's why. Again, wrong button.
Felt nothing.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good hit. I guess we'll just start throwing some fireballs. And they'll just start zapping.
I'll take care of it.
Felt nothing.
Yeah, these wisps go down quick. Why is everybody auto-attacking? Come on, guys.
You got it.
Oh, you decided to use a fireball. That's good. I'm just kind of letting them do what they think is best. You should probably, you know, heal kills in shadow a little. So let's wait a couple of seconds before that goes off cooldown. Also, what I did in between sets, I didn't say that, but I just used a camping supply. Just to remove the wounds. Figure, you know, no harm in that. An iron brand. This hunk of wrought iron is used to sear the counterclockwise twist into the flesh of scarred chorus recruits. Those who cannot endure the searing mark are deemed unfit for even the most menial chore in the chorus, and such unfit recruits become teamsters or corpses, depending on the capacity for manual labor. You can sell this to a merchant as spare parts. Fashioned in great number by the... It's weird to mention this, it's like, hey, this is just a thrash item. But then it continues with the text. That's a little weird. Fashioned in great number by the overworked smiths of the Candle Mountains, each recruitment brand has its own unique size and style of curl, as well as imperfections and deformities that come from the hurried fabrication process. The lack of a uniform brand creates cliques among the Scarlet Chorus. All recruits that share the same brand share memories of being burned and marked for life by the same person.
Beast woman is fast, fast, silent. Best hunter.
Let's just her go sneak.
Woman is fast, fast, silent. Best hunter.
That was just a quick save. Guess she'll go. And Verse can start there as well. I guess he can use this. What's this called? Turn back, erase the record. Yes. I guess she can. Oh, let's use a death from above. We don't often use that. I guess she can go swipe because it takes a while.
Felt nothing.
I guess Lantry is just in full-on buffing mode.
They'd be feeling that
Felt
one.
nothing.
And I guess Verse will just run up and start stabbing.
Tear your skeleton out by your ass.
She wants to use Gravedigger. So also what I did, because I just realized that you can change the AI behavior. I realized that. So I put her from default into Blade Dancer. So, you know, she'll focus more in melee, basically. And she should also use more abilities, and he's put on party support, basically. That's it. So now they try and use more abilities, which I guess is kind of fine for now. Let's see which ones they pick.
Spray hits hard.
Lantry, you could really just heal her. Healing her would be okay. We could also really just use skills instead of just throwing your javelin. I'm just looking, that's 2 malices. And there's something here. Don't know what. But that's the sword, I'm guessing. And the scourge. So this is going to be a really tough battle.
Felt
That's
nothing.
fine. I don't need that rib to scribe.
Take that.
Okay, well, almost there. Then I think we should in some way try and lure them away when we get there, but probably not going to work out that way. Just do normal attacks. Okay. Okay, so a lot of loot around. People have tried to do this before. So let's see, what is the smart way of going about this? I'm thinking it's also going to be good to buff like this beforehand. Okay. Just put it into slow mode just so I don't waste time on this. Yeah, I'm actually not sure if we should have her go in first. Maybe we should just start with a bow shot.
I'm not here to make friends.
So now we can have her leap. We can have Lantry also buff Verse. And I think we will just start by... Yeah, Mirror Image has such a slow... It's not Mirror Image, I wanted this one actually. It's the range on it is not too big, which is a bit of a problem. Let's try and get our first casts off first. So it seems... this one is also attacking. I was thinking, like, maybe we, you know, didn't get that one. But, well, we did. So he is inside a bolt of corruption. Armor stealing, so we should move out of that. Not that he has much armor, for that matter, but... So we just used False Pit. Didn't seem to do much. Just want to see. So he has armor against fire, so we should not necessarily use fire against it. Gotcha. Just try and focus one down, I think, is our main goal right now. A couple of them are attacking Lantry, so he should just quickly heal. Because this is definitely a battle where we're gonna need some... We critically hit for 92. That's a good hit. Okay, great. Then let's start on this Scourge again. Same Scourge. Same problem with it. Wait, this number 4 ability is Trample. Which is to close the distance, which is not necessarily what we need. But I'm thinking maybe I should do another normal attack. Move her here. And then use the Storm ability. I'm also realizing that, yeah, we do have our Artifact ability. Fires a bolt of energy that explodes in an area around the target, weakening and fatiguing all Bane. So I'm just wondering, like, is this the entire map, or is there more? Because I can't scroll more, and it does seem like a big fight. And I'm just wondering if I should just use it. Maybe when they get a little closer. They're not really going to come closer, are they? So what if I just use it now? But you have to use it on one of them. So they're all weakened now. Which should help a little. Like, he's still in, you know, using the ability, Arcane Unraveling. Okay, so clearly we need to start healing. Just potions, right? Yeah. Yeah, getting too close to some of these is real painful. So I think Lantry heals himself. Then she will just charge in. Actually, let's taunt. Let's taunt the Malice, maybe. I'm thinking the Wisp is easy to kill. So she's just jumping forward right now. That's great. Maybe Lantry will also blast that one. I guess she got forced into combat with that one. Maybe we use Storm Wheel. Considering we can hit 3. Seems worth it. And she has a Savage Strike, which from here can only hit 1, so it's not really worth it. Maybe we should use a powerful effect on that one, because we are kind of focusing down this Malice and this Wisp and ignoring the rest. That's a good ability. Damn, if we can get another sword like that, somehow for... I hope this is a one-handed sword. But really, I just want to get into the tower. This is Gravedigger. I mean, I'm assuming that works well. She needs to heal more. I forget what Watcher's Judgment does. Interrupting, yeah, it interrupts and can paralyze, but it's a weapon hit, so... yeah, but he always has some more spells. I'm just wondering if I should assist in getting the Wisp, or if I should do like AoE damage with Fireball.
Apologies, I can't do that.
Okay, so technically there's still... It's weird because it displays the ability still, but the log indicates that we're done with it. I'm just wondering if I should step back a little. And I should definitely have buffed Kills in Shadow before.
Sorry.
Because she is about to die. And it's Verse who actually has the erase the record, only for 8 more seconds. That's a problem. Okay, that's great. That might give her an opportunity to move. So now she's no longer locked in with anybody. So we're gonna cast the mirror image on her, and then we also move back. And then they should all focus Verse more, I think. This one has no... Well... It's just one of these, like, magic does seem to go very well, but, you know, she should be more melee focused, so... So how about we use this? Like, yeah, we're gonna take an opportunity hit. That's okay. We're all close now, so now we can use this, and everybody should benefit. She will also just start focusing down this Wisp.
You won't enjoy this.
She's still alive somehow. And what, 7 health? So she got Spell Breached. I don't think I've seen Spell Breach before. Malice hits for 29, including Spell Breach. Well, she doesn't really use spells, so that's okay. We just... I don't even see Verse. That's Verse? Okay.
As much as I do.
Okay, our heal just kicked in. That's great. I think we just passed this this encounter. So now Verse will be tanking more. So now I assume... Yeah, it's... This Erase the Record only can be on one person, so I guess for now it'll still have to be Kills in Shadow. So Lantry is finished with that, but... I just told you, use that ability. Yeah. How about you taunt?
Not a problem, boss.
And now we are done as well.
Nothing.
I guess buffing her is always good. Almost. So she can heal now, but she also has the Erase the Record. So maybe it's not necessary. I love the stunning of the electricity or the frozen. Just magic in general. Just seems so powerful. So let's just heal her straight up. What's that noise? It's like draining. Okay. Lantry's done again, so let's finish off the malice. That's something we really, really just need.
I got it.
Yep, great.
Right.
Everybody just runs in and pokes at it. You know, Lantry, maybe you should use your abilities. 3329. Yeah, she's a beast. I mean, in more ways than one. Concussive Bolt, this is what we still have. So yeah, maybe at some point I should really... Because these things do a lot of arcane damage, which I don't think I have anything like against. Because yeah, I can protect against Shock and Crush or Frost, but not Arcane. I don't know anything which works against Arcane, so... Maybe I do, I just personally have forgotten. It's immune to Frost, okay, yeah, that's... 100% shock. Okay, so... And it's immune, because minus 100%. Okay, then we make sure we try and shock it. But first, I guess just... Can we get everyone in? We can. So, electric. And, well, I guess the Searing Palm is good anyway.
I'll tear your skull out by your ass!
I was just about to start healing, or gonna use a potion on Kills in Shadow. She still needs more health somehow. Can we please get, like, regeneration going? Let's get the additional casts in. Just for the experience. Yeah, +1 control life. See, that's worth it. Okay, that was not the easiest fight. I can remove slow mode. Better potions. A whetstone. A scarlet notebook. I read Spyro is carved upon the wooden cover of this papyrus notebook. The handwriting within is haphazard and inscrutable, the work of an unpracticed, poorly trained wordcaster. A few entries contain recognizable sentences, and the book appears to be the journal of a Scarlet Chorus commander detailing troop movements. Times and locations are noted alongside numbers and pictures of trees, stick figures, and rocks. The author either didn't know the words for lumber, ore, and people, or just felt more comfortable with pictures than words. Which is funny. Well, much of the journal is inscrutable. The corner of every page is the day's headcount for the author's brigade. While some days note dozens of losses, the brigade appears to be recruiting far faster than the members are dying or deserting. Yep, more regular items. Meanwhile, I'm just taking a sip of coffee because it's slowly getting cold. Okay, so it seems we have reached everything here. There does not seem to be a way to actually go inside the wall at this point. Would be nice to be able to follow along the wall and then go to the tower as per the map. So let's touch the sword, see what happens. Dauntless, one-handed, excellent. Let's see. Ooh. Special abilities, lots of additional text. They really should make this window like a little bigger for my personal preference, but okay. So 15 to 20 slash and pierce. Plus 8 accuracy, so no piercing. Well, actually it does slash and pierce, which is pretty great. It is resolute, so on crit it dazes in an AoE. That's fancy. It has an ability of Stalwart Surge. Raise the Dauntless high, releasing a wave of energy to stun all nearby enemies. Damage increases with the Dauntless's renown. This legendary sword was the badge of office for the champion of Stalwart. So many warriors brought Dauntless to battle over the centuries that the presence of the wielder was often less notable than the sword itself, which steered the hopes of Stalwart's armies towards victory. Even in instances when a champion lacked the people's confidence, Dauntless made up for their shortcomings by delivering on the promise of victory. The sword's most notable feat of recent memory took place during the Battle of Quelling Field in 398 TR. A Free City's army advanced on Stalwart's farmlands and nearly won the day. When Dauntless was unsheathed, the defending soldiers broke out in patriotic cheer. This abrupt change of attitude so rattled the Free City's mercenaries that they assumed their fortunes had changed and that Stalwart had gained a second wind in the battle. It was only days after their panicked retreat that they learned of their error. Consequently, the cultural significance of this blade cannot be underestimated. Well, the verse is going to be fancy. As your hand touches the hilt of the sword, a rush of sensation courses up your arms as you had dunked them in warm water. The feeling is at once calming and overwhelming and leaves you breathless. Scent of big, mystic claw is bitter and biting on Beastwoman's tongue. Taste of magic and blood. Makes skills in shadow yearn to cut, carve prey. To hunt, kill, slaughter many disfavored with sword called Dauntless. If you ever needed a sword big enough to cleave the old walls in half, that would be it. Careful where you point that thing. Oh, you be careful where you point that thing. I've seen plenty of decorative copies in my time, but this is genuine. The Bane would not have gathered around a mundane imitation. It's the real Dauntless. Deftly snatching a quill and parchment, Lantry begins to sketch the sword. You'll need to hold on to it, for posterity's sake, naturally. As you grow accustomed to the sword's weight, your thoughts are drowned out by a perpetual buzz of voices, fragments of inspiring speeches, glorious battle cries, and the anticipation of triumph to come. The feeling subsides as quickly as it struck. Dauntless pulses in your hand, its potential desperate for release, yet perspective is divided between holding a sword and holding a living symbol. The distinction, at times, grows hazy. That's a lot of... My power is increased, yes. I'd say so, by the sounds of it. Okay, so we have 15 to 20 is a lot. So I'm just comparing. So we have a DPS 5.9 and a 5.3. Both have armor penetration. So I think I'll just keep the Twisted Iron Sword and move that to the offhand. And Dauntless will be in the main hand. So she has a new ability now in her main hand. She looks like some crazy murderer, which seems exactly what, she would be. Cool, cool. So let's make sure we have that ability. So again, it's dual wield. It does damage. Releases a wave of energy to stun all nearby enemies, once per rest. It does 15 to 20. One-time primary weapon. But you stun everything for 4 seconds, which is worthwhile. Because also what it allows you then to do, if they're stunned, you can move out of combat without them being able to react to it. So that is actually very, very good, I think. So now we got Dauntless. So we used this a couple of times now. So we used it increases it slightly. You kill the foe with a critical hit, okay. You use your artifact's power twice. So this is gonna, yeah, very slowly increase over time, I guess. We'll see. Let's save. And I'm just assuming that we cannot go to the spire yet. No, we can't. Sentinel stand it is. Yes, that's fine. All right.
They won't see me coming.
So not much to look at here.
Quiet down.
I see that Kairos' wrath still tears at the great fortress of Sentinel Stand.
Yeah, I was thinking there has to be some goodies around here. It'd be criminal if there wasn't. Just some food. No more traps, no nothing. Nothing that we can see. Also, we didn't level up, right? No, this is still the original. Okay. The moat that once encircled Sentinel Stand has long since succumbed to the harsh environment. Standing water and patches of moist dirt are all that remain. Well, that's definitely a disfavored. I mean, I guess that's pretty good. I mean, it's less armor, but... I mean, 6% deflection and more precision actually seems like good gloves. There you go. You're all light armor again. That's safe. Sentinel Stand Keep was once a proud, imposing structure. Now it stands as a mere shadow in its former glory.
Have a look here.
How about we have a look? Chalcedony? Gems. Free money. So it's worth just sneaking around slowly, because sneaking also lets us spot things better. So again, very tempting to go up the main passage there, but I'm sure... And by I'm sure, I mean, I expected there to be something hidden there as well, but I guess it's been thoroughly looted.
So, the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored are at each other's throats. Can't say I didn't see that coming, but the Archons might have waited until one war was over before they started another.
Well, I guess I just noticed that her talking speech bubble was lit up more than the others, so I guess it's considered important. So do you think I made the right decision?
With the Scarlet Chorus? Oh, never doubt yourself for backing the winning team. The Chorus has the best chance of succeeding in the tiers. For all their skill, the Disfavored are too stubborn by far. Who can say? War is all about compromising your morals, deciding who lives and dies. What seems like a mistake turns into your greatest call down the road. I'll say this much, our time together is anything but dull. My blades are yours for as long as you'll have me. What do you need?
I don't want to go too much into this. I feel like some of the dialogue, it's fairly good, but also there's just so much of it. I can spend like 40 minutes just going through this dialogue with each character. And I think that's too much. This is what we're up against, and this is what the Unbroken couldn't, or why the Unbroken couldn't take back Stalwart. He shakes his head at the wind wall and sighs, among other reasons. I conscripted into Jagged Remedy's gang for the chance at making it through Sentinel Stand, but so far all I've gotten are some fresh bruises and a shitty nickname. Brown Bottom. Okay. These winds are extraordinary. That they are, and just beyond them, straight as Harridan, the Lost Regent, sits in the comfort of Sentinel Stand. Matthias spits into the whipping wind. During the war, we kept the fortress provisioned to outlast any siege, so it's safe to assume that Harridan won't starve to death. And we'll have to find another way to make it through these winds. Kills in Shadow pants, rough moth tongue lolling between her fangs. Have seen bigger storms, but have not felt sharper wind. I've long desired the chance to see the embodiment of Kairos' wrath, though perhaps not so closely. Verse holds her ground, the storm whipping through her hair. I wonder if I could ride that storm. What do you say, we find a barrel, seal it up with me inside, and see what happens out there? A moment later she sighs. Maybe not. You step forward, but the winds repel you like a physical wall of force around the tornado's edge. The area ahead is impassable. We've gained fear. Alpha would let wind slice body to pieces. She snarls as if threatened by the storm itself. Is dangerous. Paw on path with greater care for pack. You catch an odd sound in the wind. A low moan hidden within a cacophony of swirling dirt and metal debris. The clouds of dust seem to close in upon you. Within them, you see patches of a glowing red. Yeah, I was thinking it's Bane. Well, it's... There's also Malice? No, those are just Scourge. So we should be okay here. Considering what we just did. Okay, so let's buff. I guess Verse, you might as well use a Mocking Blow on... Well, I guess go for the Wisp first, because this one will go closer and, you know, attack her anyway. I guess you might as well go trample that one. Yeah, can't use that ability. I'm just trying to honestly remember which is her taunt ability, or taunt-like ability. Maybe she doesn't have one. I thought she did. Okay, sorry, I need to... Which ability gave her double attacks again? Am I just thinking of Barrack? Am I just getting really... Yeah, no, this is just... Well, health is below 70%. That was the... I just totally spaced out on what the trigger for that was. So let's check the 100% frost taken. So no fire, just frost. Well, we have a Rhyme Spike, so let's do that.
Your days end.
He just hits for 47. That guy's a beast. So, the Wisp has been attacked, but the Scourge moved into combat with her first. That's okay. Let's buff up her.
As you command.
I think we just very quickly kill this and then attack the Wisp immediately after. Do I have another ice spell? Not really. How about to use Mirror Image on Verse? She leveled up. That's excellent.
Count on it.
Nothing.
Okay. How about we throw some more ice at the Scourge, which is nearly dead. I'm hoping that Skills in Shadow kills it first, but doesn't seem like it. I really need to start recognizing these. So when it's an arrow down, essentially, it's actually good design, I think. You see the shock and it goes up, so it's like at least stronger, but you have to hover over to see how much. And like it's an arrow down, it's fire. Okay, great. That's all you need to know, right?
I got it.
Another scar? Fine.
Well, he's going to be fine. He's pretty strong. Also, look at those statistics. That's a lot of parry. That's a lot of dodge. I don't think my characters have that. Not even close. Okay, well she does. She has a lot of dodge and parry, but he's heavily armored. This one, if we could throw some fire at it, that'd be great.
Human demands too much from Beast Woman.
At this point, I'm just thinking of healing just for the skill. Now we can heal ourselves. And throw a fireball at that one. Easy enough.
On it.
Easy. Compared to the previous fight.
Oh my.
So that explosion, I really need to pay attention to that, because that nearly killed us before. So Wisp hits... Does it say what it is? It's just when it dies it explodes? Wisps do? That's good to know. Let's just get another cast in. Oh, cutscene. Or not. The Bane are gone, their unnatural cries silenced, leaving only the tornado's violence in your ears. As the dust clouds recede, you spot a crouched figure on the wall above.
Predator is watching Alpha from there, from perched on top of wall.
Ah, from up there. Janos. Okay, well let's do as indicated then. A soldier kneels behind the ruined parapets. You can tell by his raiment, old stalwart gear, that he's an unbroken soldier. He appears at you with a mixture of caution and curiosity. Yeah, because we have Matthias there. You handled the Bane well enough, but what brings you to this godforsaken place? He pauses as recognition dawns in his eyes. Matthias? I thought you were out in the field with... He stops himself and frowns, regarding the former unbroken captain with closer scrutiny. I didn't expect to find you in the company of a Fatebinder. I'm running with the Scarlet Chorus now. He turns to you with fear in his eyes, then quickly refocuses back on the scout. We were in an impossible situation. I had to choose between dying for my pride or looking after the lives of our people. I can't pretend to approve of your decision, Matthias. Had I served in your unit, we would have taken a different direction. He frowns with pity. The Unbroken will endure with or without you. I only hope you find some measure of peace in the army of Kairos. Just try not to cross me on any battlefield. The scout turns to you. Did you parade your new recruit all the way here to mock us, or do you have business in Sentinel Stand? Well, I'm looking for Graven Ash's daughter. Just throwing this out there, but it pays to keep some information close to the vest. Voices pride themselves on keeping secrets. You might learn from his example. Is that so? The Scarlet Chorus have mostly left this territory alone. It comes as a surprise that it would send troops into disfavored occupied lands to fetch one prisoner of war. I can't imagine what the voice of Nerad wants out of Ash's daughter. If he dispatches you to the task, she must be something special. Well, you won't be making it to Sentinel Stand anytime soon. The only people to see the inside of the keep since 430 are the last regent, his personal guard, and a few disfavored prisoners. Not that you should care about the last regent overmuch. The edict is making the war an impossible challenge for Graven Ash and his legion of ironclads. I'm sure that just thinking about it makes the voices of Nerad giddy. Well, we know why the regent is important, because that stops the edict. Why are you here? I make it my business to meet with overly inquisitive travelers and give them the lay of the land. And he stares at us. Okay. How can I get inside? I'm not stupid enough to give up our plans to some chorus rats, even if the lives of anyone in Sentinel Stand mean less to me than the piss I took this morning. He looks to Matthias again, shaking his head slowly. Farewell, old friend. Here's to hoping our next leader can remember where he came from when the road takes a sharp bend. Tipping his head, the scout steps back and vanishes over the parapet, into the obscurity of the storm. Damn him. I wish his words didn't sting, but he's a good patriot and I can't fault his bias. Matthias sighs. In my heart, I know I made this choice to get back at the disfavored in the region, but it's not easy to face the censure of my countrymen. You'll have to get over it once you've hacked away at them in battle a few times. Their opinions won't matter as much as their corpses and anything useful they might drop. Now you know what we're up against. Thankfully, I have a lead on getting us through the wind wall to Sentinel Stand. An unbroken lieutenant by the name of Alia is stationed at Rust Canyons. Before Jagged Remedy got me his clutches, I dispatched Alia among with my best soldiers to hunt for Regent heirlooms lost during the war. Alia and her unbroken scavengers should have yielded something of value by now, maybe even something we can use to push our way through the storm. We won't know for sure unless you check in on our progress. Yeah, how can heirlooms help us? They have enough history to convince even this old skeptic. The amulet Never Drowned was safe to have parted the waves during an ancient conflict with Islander beastmen. There are items of equally impressive power outside of Stalwart, of course, though only remarkable people carry them. I only heard this from Jagged Remedy's gang, but the Voices wields a scepter called Final Scream. It's said to cause confusion when you stand too close to the Archon. Shudders. So why don't you go? I have responsibilities. Jagged Remedy wants me to report back as soon as we're done here. I'm afraid he's not done whittling down my self-worth to a nub just yet. I can't wait to learn what indescribable terrors he has in mind. I could probably describe a few, but I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise. She beams with pride. It will get awful before it gets better, but you'll toughen up for war, and soon all of the hate you feel now will turn to love, or something like it. Trust me. So why would this Alia cooperate? She'll probably curse up a storm if she recognizes you as Scarlet Chorus, but our real enemy has always been the disfavored. If you can appeal to her thirst for Northerner blood, you might find her more agreeable than you think. So tell me more of these heirlooms. They're items of incredible power, rallying symbols and weapons that defined great deeds in the history of Stalwart. Members of the Regent families wore them or wielded them as a symbolic badge of office, though in truth they're much more than that. Okay, well then I'll head to Rust Canyon. I'll send word to Alia so she knows to expect you. Please give her my regards. Or don't. I wouldn't want her to see me this way. I suppose it's high time that I reported back to Jagged Remedy. The initiation rites are only half done, so he'll no doubt have some other degrading feat for me to accomplish. Okay.
Moving cautiously.
Another scroll and bronze ingot. That's excellent. Anything else around? Not really. I'm just somehow expecting there to be a trap here or something. So how do we get to this part of the map? Well, looking at the icon, you can't. So scroll, hide. These are one of everything we need for the spire stuff. Okay, great. And well, one way out. 2 ways out, actually. It's a long walk. Okay, we have not leveled up again. She has leveled up. I think she needs more health at this point. So probably she needs more duelist. After a kill, she strikes twice for 15 seconds, and that becomes strikes 3 times with basic attacks for 20 seconds. I mean, like crits, well, she doesn't crit that much, does she? Let me just see what's here. Bows give armor penetration. She gains a bonus to dodge when only wearing light armor. That might actually just be good. Just keep her alive longer. Gain immunity to burning and bleeding. That might actually be really good just for survivability. Because that's also important. Because you can focus on all the damage you want, but if you end up dying, nothing good. Okay, great. So Rust Canyons it is. Also, part of me just wonders at this point, like, should I be going back to the Spire all the time to check if there's new items and, you know, to upgrade, etc.?
The storm ripped all life to shreds, leaving behind only armor and weapons. It is chilling to see these metal remains with my own eyes.
Wedged into these rocks are the iron trappings of soldiers killed by Kairos' edict. Magical winds sheared away all flesh, leaving behind only rusting armor and weapons. Alright. Oh, we can ask more. We can just keep asking about all of these things. Interesting. Eterna, this is a sort of question that can get you killed. Very little is known about how Archons are born or come to power, and my long life has taught me that Kairos and the Archons prefer it this way. If the young and talented remain forever in the dark, and the old and mighty can rule without challenge. I heard of Ash. He will always be merely Ash to me, before Kairos renamed him and gave his legion the backhanded title as a rebel. A grimy, illiterate partisan who was winning battles while his countrymen of the northern kingdoms lost left and right. Ash was always a good leader, but he wasn't born able to mystically reach out and protect his soldiers. The earliest mention of this isn't even until the tail end of the northern conquest. If you read the journals, they don't tell stories of grievous harm warded off by Ash's stern looks. Instead, they talk of his soldiers finding their fears and doubts lifted from them by Ash's presence. A careful reading suggests the ability to actively protect physical harm came years later as that bond grew, and more importantly, as his legend grew. Sounds like an artifact he found somewhere, which then got stronger, right? The legend part is the key detail. In my understanding, an Archon's power is something of a self-fulfilling prophecy. The widespread perception of an Archon's power is the very thing that strengthens an Archon's power. So in Ash's case, he had some early inkling of a power, the ability to assuage the burdens of his men, as he took on a mantle of power and became known all around Terratus as the next Archon of War. It soon became the ability to bear the physical burden of his men, not just their fears and doubts. Thus my advice to you is act like an Archon. Take power where you can find it. Foster fear, foster love. Never walk through life anonymously, but rather live in the thoughts of your followers and anxieties of your enemies. Okay, ask about Blennan's mark. I made mention of Blenheim Mark and his killings. During my training, Fatebinder Calio hinted that much of Blenheim's Mark work involves killing off threats before they blossom into genuine problems. So it's curious to hear you second that fact. So, let's say for the sake of argument I am some Archon. Is it just a matter of time until Blenheim Mark is sent to kill me? Should I be making grand displays of loyalty to the court to assuage his suspicions? Okay. A resolute blade. An unbroken soldier struggles to rise to his feet. One arrow lodged in his shoulder, the other in his thigh. He attempts to stand, but his muscles are too weak for the task. Watch this unfold. The soldier lacks the strength, but none of the conviction as he fights to move in spite of his wounds. He's powerless to scramble away as a disfavored officer approached from the west. Theodore, a disfavored soldier, calmly approaches from the west. He regards the vulnerable southerner with a curled lip and a disapproving shake of his head. He's just gonna kill him, right? Weak and broken, prisoners make for poor sport. Your escape was spirited, but damned foolish. He raised his sword and points it at the unbroken man's heart, poised to let it plunge and impale him to the filth-strewn ground. Well, just observe. In one swift motion, he plunges his sword into the man's heart, pinning the fallen soldier to the rusted earth. The disfavored soldier turns to the unbroken camp, frustration evident in his tone. Then his gaze shifts over to you and back to the walls. Elia, it looks like all of your pointless digging has drawn the chorus. How much longer do you think those walls can stand while all of Kairos' forces rally against you? You see a woman stride purposefully into view atop a platform along the wall's edge. She lifts a spear and hurls it at Theodore, cursing under her breath when it breaks against the rocks. Yeah, that's a really far throw, you can't do that. I am so fucking tired of listening to you. Go shriek at someone else's fortress for a change, and stop trying to impress me by hunting down unarmed prisoners. Maybe the ladies of the north get shivery over your bravado, but all it tells me is that your codpiece is emptier than your skull. She takes note of you with a raised brow. Say nothing. I gave you a chance to surrender and be my camp slave, Elia. When I hoist you onto a pike, just remember that you had a choice. He glares at you and steps back into the obscurity of the winds.
As you command.
I don't think there are going to be traps here, but, you know, we might just find other items. Well, I guess all of these things we can't really use, likely. Also really just move some of this stuff out of her inventory. Some very powerful items, actually. I should really at some point go through them. Okay, let's quickly check. I think our current items are going to be better. Yep. Let's compare the bow. Same stats, but ours has the explosive point to it, which is just stronger crit. So, don't need that one. Don't need that. Very quick inventory clearing. Everybody still has small potions. Great. Let's give her some more. Okay, great. I guess let's go talk to Elia. Well, let's... Question is, do we... Here there will probably be traps, right? Just makes sense. I assume this is like the disfavored camp up here. Pretty big map, actually, all things considered. There's also some like marks here on the map. Camp front gate, but I don't know what these are.
Others have tried to take this fort and failed. Repeatedly.
Yeah, seems like it. So you have a small ramp up here. Just with a flag? Must be something. Yeah.
Found something.
More iron ingot. Great. More resources. I have a feeling this is another one of those scenarios where you just go talk between them two, or you pick a side, something like that. Will be a fairly quick like side quest, either kill one or the other. The unbroken captain looks down from the elevated platform, resting a heavy boot on top of an axe head buried in the wooden slats. She grips its handle as you approach. What do we have here? I received word from Matthias that told me to expect you. He says we're to work with the chorus to avenge ourselves on the disfavored and the regent. Normally, I wouldn't trust a red bird, but I know our captain's handwriting. She frowns. The whole thing sounds like a wagon load of beast shit to me, but I don't have time to send in my thoughts with the disfavored breathing down my neck. I don't want to just say, like, no, we share an enemy for now. Not just, hey, join the chorus. You've come all the way out here for the sake of one prisoner? I can't decide if that's impressive or a total waste of resources. Maybe both. I suppose the voice of Nerad has his reasons for seeking the daughter of his enemy. Not that I want to know any of them. Matthias sent us to Rust Canyon searching for artifacts carried by the stalwart regents. If we find what we're looking for, it could mean unlocking Sentinel Stand. So, if we find it, means that they have not. That they have no artifacts. How can these artifacts help? The strength of Stalwart was reinforced by old magic, storied artifacts that could turn soldiers into living walls or cut through an enemy line with unstoppable force. We can't end an edict with an artifact, but we may be able to resist Kairos' storms with them. Okay, were you able to find anything? Not exactly, not what we were looking for in any case. So what must be done? Oh, specifically, we've been hunting for the steadfast insignia. I can work with you on recovering it, but we won't get far unless we deal with these disfavored first. For now, I'll be pleased if we can hold this fort against the disfavored. The fight will come to us whether we're prepared for it or not. My scouts have reported disfavored forces closing in, so it would be of your best interest to arm yourselves for battle. We could always use an edge on the battlefield. Elias studies you and nods. Some of our men are captive to the disfavored outside of camp. Deal with Kairos' soldiers and rescue ours. That will give us a few more warm bodies to hurl at our enemies. The sooner Theodorus joins his countrymen as a corpse, the sooner I get to leave this garbage heap. Okay, so we can't even go inside the camp until then. Okay, well that's plus minus what I expected.
Quiet down.
So I wonder if we can just tell them, hey, go away. Or maybe we can just trade with them first. Who goes there? Oh, it's you, Fatebinder. I wish you didn't have to witness that crude exchange before. Elia and her lot have caused me no lack of trouble. He frowns and tightens his grip on his sword. Normally I would welcome a servant of the court, but Ash told me to keep an eye out for traitors stepping on our territory. I don't know if you're here to plunder heirlooms of Stalwart or conscript into your sordid gang, but you've come on a fool's errand. These men are my best, and more capable of dealing with Tunon's errand boy. Okay. Sure. Okay, so let's see. With athletics, if any of you doubt your chances against me, leave now. I won't make this offer twice. So Verse really likes that. or a subterfuge with a bluff. Upon my authority as a Fatebinder, I hereby claim Rust Canyons in the name of Tunon. Submit or die. How certain are you that we can't come to agreeable terms? Very certain. Maybe Tunon is willing to overlook your indiscretions, even your slight at Vendurin's well. But Ash is not so forgiving. He smiles, and you notice for the first time how the wind-blown grit from the Edict of Storms has darkened his teeth. Shall we just bluff? Let's bluff. He stares at you for a moment, waiting to tell if you're done, and then clears his throat to rattle the dust free. Now, I don't fancy myself a legal clerk, but that still sounds like beast shit. If we were standing before the adjudicator, I'm sure you could find some dumb precedent that supports a move like that. Better that we feed your bones to the storm before you get a chance. He calmly motions for his soldiers to charge, smiling all the while. Yeah, figured. Okay. Well, I mean, that's entirely as expected. It's not nice that you start surrounded, though. That's, like, not the best. So I think she just has to immediately... Well, he's going to do a knockdown on someone. Which is interesting. How about we just start off with that move?
As you command.
Because this one is otherwise going to attack us, which is not the best. Yeah, so she got knocked down, so that move got cancelled, I see. How about we buff Lantry, because he has an enemy on him. And he disengaged, which is not the best. Burst is still knocked down. I'm just wondering which one I should attack first. Or if we really should just focus down Theodore first. How about you just attack both of them in a swipe? And I think we need her to get up and... Well, she's already being attacked by two, actually. So don't... Even if she gets up, there's not much she can do. How about we do a false pit against this one? Because we need to get some enemies down.
No dice.
So he's slowly... Maybe I should just use this ability now. Seems like a great moment. Okay, so... He needs to use Erase the Record on Verse, because she's... Well, actually, he needs to use it on himself. So this one is currently down. I think I'll use this ability now. Because it should get some of them to... like, start attacking kills in shadow. And she got disarmed. She'll have to use a potion, which is fine. And instead, how about you just use magic in the meantime? Why are we melee attacking? I don't understand. Okay, you also just go attack that one, but don't move out of melee. I thought somehow he would end up dead after that attack. guess just normally attack. Great. One down. That's really, really important. And I think I just really want to get the Crescent Runner down. And Kills in Shadow will just have to tank these two. Yeah, I guess.
Damn thing couldn't pierce the blood.
I guess you can try magic on him. Yeah, that steals armor, that's right, so you should keep attacking normally now, actually. How about you buff her meanwhile?
Bleed out, you little shit.
So we have we have Kills in Shadow dealing with these two, tanking them, versus taking this one on 1 by 1, and 2 mages against this one. Working pretty good so far. Lantry, how about you just throw some more fire on this guy? Yeah, that's a lot of mage fire and bleeding. That's great. I mean, he's so close to death. How about we just finish him off with a spear throw? No, you go charge that one. Great. Then you focus that one. You skewer that one. Why do you want to cast Glowing Barrier? I guess you don't have too many other... You can fireball that one
got it.
instead. Okay, great. But you heal Kills in Shadow. You throw Fireball. You just start stabbing him. Great, that worked out well.
Consider it done.
Throw another healing spell on yourself. Great. Some more scrolls. That's good. Nobleman's Bracer. Well, it doesn't seem that great. So let's let us unlock this. From within the cage, a beaten and weary figure whispers to you. Are we free to go? Yeah, you've been released. At last! I thought for sure we'd be shipped off to Candle Mountains. Another says as he files out of the cage. As the prisoners turn to leave, the last one grabs your hand and says, "Thank you, stranger. Were it not for you, I shudder to think what they would have done to us." Addendum, that which remains. Yep. Okay, great. There's a lot. It's a big map. Huge, in fact. Thank you, Fatebinder. Your deeds may just turn the tide. She scans the distant canyon as the sound of an approaching force grows in volume. They're coming! Get inside! We'll open the gate for you.
No, sorry.
So now we're gonna get an assault by the Disfavored. Good timing. Our lookout reported that the Disfavored are making for this encampment. She looks out at the canyons. Never thought I'd see myself fight so hard to defend the garbage furrow and the Kairos beat damn dirt. We've done a fair job of digging our claws into the area, but we're not equipped to stand against Disfavored iron for long. Can you help us? Well, what's the status of the defenses? Our northern and southern barricades are well reinforced. The eastern gate was wrecked earlier in an attack and we haven't finished rebuilding it. If the enemy is going to get inside, odds are they'll try it from the east. Okay, let's ready ourselves. I was hoping you'd say that, says Verse. They're here! Defend the eastern gate. I'll prepare at the main gate for the next wave. Okay, let's do a hard save. How about that? Then we can very quickly loot stuff in between. Very, you know, weird to do, but... So now I guess we're gonna get like a wave from the south and then from different directions. Should have stealthed with her. Yeah, I guess now she's locked into combat. Oh well. How about you also just...
Shadow understands.
But I also go buff
I got
her.
I got it.
Ride for peaceful.
I guess she can just start stabbing as well. I mean, this should be pretty quick, right? If they're just going to be like 3 and 3.
Isn't working.
I'd say it's working pretty well, First. Really, it's going pretty okay. Let's see, does he have anything else? Fireball?
Consider it done.
Did he already use this? Oh, he's no longer wearing that. Right, that's...
At once.
This is useless. I should try something else.
I need it.
Okay, so now we need to go to the west.
Oh, soft, soft, soft.
Now would you leap there? I'm not sure if we run into combat. Well, we're already in combat, but she's still sneaking, so... Just wanted to see how that would interact. Pretty well, I guess. Yeah, she's just attacking. We just zap that one. I really need to get something which is good against these high armored targets. I guess let's throw another fireball. Verse is all buffed. There's stupid healing stuff as well. I guess let's get some mage fire going. I wouldn't necessarily call that move a disengage, but okay. I guess it is what it is. She's still within melee range, right? So I'm not sure why you felt the need to... Do I have Searing Palm in here? I don't. No, I do. You're gonna get a lot of fire. Great. How about you try and set him on fire?
Far worse.
Yeah, if there's just one, you can just very quickly take them down. It's a very powerful ability when it hits this false pit. Ah, there's some more here. Iron Walker and an Earth Shaker. Which for some reason did not.
Follow quietly. Paw, soft, soft, soft.
I don't know why, but I'll take it.
It's time to hunt. Slaughter kill.
I'm on it.
Let's get both of us in there as well. Let's buff first while she's standing close.
As you
Yeah, this caster's gonna go down real fast like this. Let's focus them down completely though.
on it.
Yeah, she's also just knocking them down. It's great. Yeah, they're pretty dead. Excellent. Any more out here? No? Earthshaker staff. Some other stuff.
Apologies, but
Broken armor.
I
Oh,
can't do that.
just a lot of garbage. Those are all useful abilities for Aspire. So I feel like there was a north gate, right? What's this? Sturdy metal pole. Is there a north gate? Yeah, there is. She goes stealth. Knocks down that one. Great, got that buff in on time. Again. Do the same thing,
Consider
because
it
I
done.
think it's working. I guess her attack missed. It's a bit unfortunate, but okay. You have 3 targets that I think you can hit. Yep, great. I guess let's focus on the Iron Walker. First is gonna... She just completely missed all 3 targets. That's less than stellar. So let's erase the record on Verse, so she's prone, so she's gonna take some damage.
Will do.
Wow. We've gained renown with Tempest, because killing with a critical hit. Great. It's kind of a cool way of doing it. Just you need to be using the weapons to make them stronger. I mean, it makes sense, in a way.
Not a problem, boss.
How about you just heal Verse?
As you command.
Pretty sure he's dead by now. I must say, Kills in Shadow is really good to have in the party, I must say.
Right.
Just real powerful. Oh, Lantry also leveled up. This runner is very dead. Yep, very dead. Elia nods at you, her face showing the hint of an appreciative smile. Less than I anticipated. It seems their full force has yet to arrive. Her eyes dart about the fallen enemies, searching for familiar faces. No commanders here, damn. A few distant horn blasts pierce the wind from the south. That's probably the rest. We can expect far more than the initial assault. So why would they not just wait for and do one big giant attack? That makes so much more sense. She points north, past the... we won't survive the day if we stay here. Our walls have been compromised and the winds grow stronger still. She points north, past the twisted remains of the gate. That's our only route. Theodore sent men to hold the northern junkyard. We have a chance with them, but only if we act now. Help me one more time and I'll tell you what I know about getting inside Sentinel's stand. She pauses to touch the tip of her spear. You must be careful. We've trapped the terrain north of the camp. Step lightly and rally the northwestern plateau. If we defeat the soldiers stationed there, we'll have a clear escape route. Reconsider the plan? You're too weak to leave these walls? She chuckles. You may be right, and yet there's no turning back now. Not for us anyway. I was thinking this is not. Like this is just the one way the story goes. What if you and your soldiers? We'll bandage the wounded. Yeah, so it's just up to me. Okay, I'll go now. One more thing, Fatebinder. Not all of my men made it behind the walls after the initial attack. My hope is they're hiding in the northern canyons and still well enough to travel. If you find any of my crew, give them a chance to escape while there's still time. Okay. And Proxa, I assume she's a merchant? I thought that this favorite would have us in chains by now. It's a good thing you were passing through the area. She winks and jingles a heavy ring belt. Of course, nobody just passes through the Blade Grave. Wherever it is you're headed, you'll need provisions to get where you're going. So what are you offering? Baneweave Shawl. Magic Defense Shawl. Or an Unbroken Shield. So, less recovery, more dodge, less parry. Not sure. This, however, seems good to me, for us. Slight armor gives us frost, corrode, well, 1 armor period. We lose, it's a little slower, but that's okay. I think we're full on camping supplies. Yeah, we have 8. Well, I think that's probably about it, right? How is his shield? Yeah, it's the same shield. I don't really see why, yeah, we would change it at this point. Whetstone is also not an item we can really use, so we'll just have that. Yes, we wanted to equip these on us, right? Yes. We're in combat? Are we really? I guess we were. Let's compare these boots to... yeah, they're still better than what he has. Okay, well, I'm gonna call that here. Next time we'll go up north, and I'm just gonna put it in slow mode, I guess, or pause. Maybe not pause. Just in case there's something, you know, they're actively killing the Unbroken, which we have to save, something like that. Yeah, good set, I think. A lot happened. I kind of enjoying this whole, like, there's a very clear rhythm to it now. Like, there's some dialogue, then you pick a faction, you go to the next point. I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens in the next Spire, honestly. I want to get into Sentinel Stand, and then at some point we must get to the... can we actually see the map from here somewhere? I don't think we can. We just need to get to the world travel section. I'll probably pick something to level them, go through the loot in case I missed anything. We should have our map here somewhere, right? That's what we did. No. A lot of stats, yeah. Yeah, she's been very great. Oh well. Time in party, time in combat. 43 minutes in combat. Okay. We have most hits. Interesting. Most damage taken versus, well, I guess. I mean, also most damage done. We've defeated most. Huh. Interesting. Guess magic does okay. I want to do more Spire upgrade. Oh yeah, we can still do that from here. That's right. I totally forgot about that. So what's this 6 mean? New items. Yeah, see? We need to get back there. Because we have a lot of stuff for upgrades too. So maybe I'll look at this meanwhile in between sets before the next one. Maybe consider what I want to be doing, considering the you know, items we picked up, which is quite some. And we have some more money, so maybe we should get like a merchant. Not that we need the camping supply trickling thing, because we're never without it. So I'll see. I'll give that bit a lore. There was one which I thought would be really good, not this one. I'll see. Control fire and control emotions might be good to have. Control Gravelight, control illusions might be cool, but I'll have to see. Also, one thing that still bugs me is that we need this. Control Frost? No? I thought I just read it. It's the control life and control vigor, I think it is, for Lantry's abilities, because I want to modify them, but we don't have that yet. So that's one thing that I want to have. So I'll look at that. I'll research this a bit and decide something, what I want to do. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys next time. See you, dudes.